How do you leverage storytelling in your role as a professional salesperson? Are you using it to sell or are you using it to justify? So let me explain. Stories sell, right? They're powerful. People connect through story, but there is a time and a place for story. When we use them in the wrong place, like pipeline reviews, look, they're dangerous. I can't tell you how many times I walk into a forecasting meeting and hear, well, Tiffany, this deal is definitely going to close. The buyer loves me. They asked me for a quote and we built great rapport. I sent them an email last week and I'm just waiting for their feedback, but I know an order is coming soon. Those aren't facts, those are feelings. And feelings don't close deals, process does. What blows my mind is the creativity reps suddenly develop when a deal hasn't moved in weeks, right? They become award winning novelists, plot twists, character arcs, dramatic tension, the whole thing. But forecasts, they aren't the place for stories or fiction, right? Look, recently I worked with a team where everyone swore that their pipeline was completely solid. And then I asked one simple question after each opportunity: what's the mutually next agreed upon step? And one by one, every late stage deal fell apart. They didn't have next steps. They didn't have dates. They didn't even have a small buyer commitment. What they did have? Stories. So I introduced one of my pipeline rules. No next meeting, no pipeline. If there's not a mutually agreed upon date or next step, it's not a pipeline deal, it's a hope. And hope is not a strategy, and it certainly doesn't belong in your pipeline. Look, forecasting isn't about convincing or editorial, it's about verifying, checking for prospect commitment, confirming that the process is being followed, and validating reality. Look, a good forecast, it should feel boring, right? Because it's predictable, reliable, and consistent, because it's built on commitments, right? It's built on actual stages, actual timelines, and actual percentages that reflect reality, not optimism. If your late stage pipeline keeps surprising you, well, it's not the market and it's not the economy, it's your process. So here's your mindset for this week. Use stories to sell, but facts to forecast. If your pipeline requires storytelling to make sense, it's not a pipeline, it's fantasy. If you want help tightening your process, improving your forecast accuracy, and building a pipeline you can actually trust, shoot me a message. Let's get you forecasting with facts, not fiction. Look, I spent years in sales, so I know this all sounds simple, but it's not easy. But remember, growth, whether it be revenue, professional, or personal growth, it only happens outside of our comfort zone.